Okay, everyone, welcome to Battleship Super Bowl. Two biggest, baddest kids on the block, Iowa and Yamato, finally gonna tangle with one another in this kind of silly video game. So I thought first, before we do the shooting and whatnot, walk through the ship designs real quick and show everyone where all this stuff kind of came from. So you see the ship displacement is your first parameter, and Iowa weighed in. I think 58,000 tons was about as heavy as she got in World War II. They got bigger afterwards. That's what I used as their upper limit. You can see we're real close to it, which is it's interesting how that worked. The earlier ships usually had plenty of tonnage left over, but especially the treaty ships like South Dakota and Richelieu, they were I was basically not able to recreate that design at their historic displacement, which is kind of interesting, uh, given that they were designed so obsessively with being compact and efficient. So, anyway, Iowa had no such concerns. She just had to fit through the Panama Canal. So you see, she's weighing at a hefty 58K. The range for all the ships I put down as low as possible because we don't care about that. We don't care about operational factors. The propulsion I usually just did with the lightest uh, components possible, with the idea being the better propulsion things a make the ship cost more, and b make it more efficient in terms of fuel efficiency and whatnot, neither of which we really care all that much about. So those don't really affect anything that we're doing. Protection, on the other hand, is very important. So you see Iowa kind of has the best of everything, which I think is in line with her historical reputation. The only difference here is I had to take away her torpedo protection because she's up against her displacement, and torpedo protection doesn't really play into this all that much. So you can see that she has super heavy shells, which that does, I think, makes a pretty significant difference. Top of the line fire control, top of the line fire control radar, and then her armor stats are pretty much just taken straight from the her specifications, which I think it's pretty accurate historically. Um, So yeah, there's Iowa, and you can see the model. I think is kind of interesting. They haven't done a proper Iowa model yet, so I think this is a British hull with American uh, hardware on it, which I mean I guess it works. But it's Iowa being such a famous battleship, it's kind of weird they haven't done a proper Iowa hull yet. Which in contrast, Yamato they've done a really spot on model of her, which is neat. Like this is all pretty much exactly how Yamato looked in real life. So you can see Yamato, she's a big girl. She's coming in at 72K, and uh, everything else is pretty similar for the most part. She got to keep her torpedo protection. Her armor is a little bit lower quality, but it's not that big of a deal. The main thing with the armor is it reduces the weight of the armor, so you can put on more of it, which of course doesn't really matter here. You can see how close she is. We only had 4 tons to spare with Yamato, which she's a thick gal. Uh, she has top of the line optical stuff, which the Japanese, of course, excelled at, and her radar is good, not great. It's the second or the lower tier of radar. The two of the things I think they need to add to give you some more historical fidelity or more radar options and more fire control computer options, neither of which are really modeled yet. But as we discussed, she might have had some fantastic fire control radars installed towards the end of the war. Unfortunately, that's lost to history. You can see how ridiculously uh, beefy her armor is. The 16-inch belt and 9-inch deck and the 26-inch gun turrets. That's ludicrous. So it's going to be tough for Iowa to punch through that. I think it's it's not proof against a 16-inch rifle shooting those heavy shells, but it is a challenge to get through. That doesn't mean Iowa can't sink her. Certainly, she can damage lots of other parts of the ship, and that damage cumulatively can seriously degrade Yamato's performance, or it can sink her eventually if the flooding and fires get bad enough. So, but that main armored citadel, that's a lot of steel in there. So anyway, that's look at our two two combatants here. Let's go ahead and throw them on into the pit and see what happens. So just FYI, I'm going to be taking pictures for my write-up as we do this, so bear with me with that. Get a good picture of Iowa here. She's very slender, fit through the Panama Canal, right? 40 kilometers away, Yamato's cruising around. See the chrysanthemum-like thing on the bow? It's kind of a neat add-in, I think. Alright, so now I'm going to turn on the AI and let her rip. Let these two ships do what they will to one another. Our starting range is 40 kilometers, so we should be seeing... I think Yamato's guns outrange Iowa's, if I'm not mistaken, which is I don't think is accurate historically, but they pretty much scale guns. Oh, holy shit! Jesus Christ, okay. Man. So there's a penetrating hit on Iowa's forward deck. That has to be a record. Let's see just how far that shot was. So that was from, no, god damn it, go back. Sorry, I'll get this eventually. That was from 34.1 kilometers away, folks. That didn't just break the record, that smashed the record. You can see that's Iowa's max range right there. So that was a hit outside of Iowa's max range. And I think that was, what, initial 3,000 meters or something on top of what the previous best mark is. So that's impressive from Yamato. There's Iowa's first shot. That was not great. Oh shit, and right as I say that, she pops Yamato right on her main deck. That's a dangerous fox as well. Man, alright. We're not messing around today, are we? And that was at a range of, yeah, probably just over 30 kilometers. Okay, there's another one. There's a... It's like going the same hole. Boy, Yamato's turning away. She's fighting away from Iowa, and she is getting hit for her troubles. That I did not expect. I would have thought Yamato would want to get inside as quickly as possible. Looks like now she's content to do a gun duel at the very extreme outer range of Iowa's gun range. Iowa's got all three of her turrets in action here, going at close to her top speed, 33 knots. We'll see better fidelity on Yamato as soon as it's quote-unquote identified. It's kind of a silly game mechanic. We tolerate it. Boy, she was definitely straddled, isn't she? Look at that. Let's get a shot of that. See, I don't know how that doesn't hit that ship. Look at it, either side of the ship, probably no more than a couple dozen meters. That is crazy that none of those actually hit Iowa. And you know, honestly, Yamato needs to probably turn in here. Neither of these ships is going to be able to critically damage the other at this range. I say as both ships take penetrating deck hits. Boy, I don't know. Maybe shut my mouth. Iowa's laying it on pretty good here. Oh shit, yep, she's turning in. She's making her big right hand turn. We're gonna start closing the range here real quick. a shot off the deck. They are, boy, you can really see at this range how important deck armor is, because that's the only thing that is getting hit right now. Yamato doing some maneuvering of her own. Look at that. It's not exactly the most nimble ship in the fleet, I don't think. But Iowa's just straight ahead. Look at that. Straight in. Iowa, she's... Boy, she needs one right there. Iowa's kind of advantageous position here. She's fighting at an angle, so her armor's kind of angled towards Yamato. While Yamato, I think, is a full... She's kind of a straight broadside. Yeah, just straight broadside at this point. So we are closing the range very rapidly. We're inside 20 kilometers now. So you can see right over here how accurate you're shooting with your main battery. So Yamato's at 11% right now, and I think that's the possibility of one hit per salvo is at 11%, and Iowa's at 13%. So Iowa's shooting a little bit better right now, but not very much. Boy, Yamato is laying it on Iowa right now. There's another hole in her deck. That is a lot of big holes in Iowa. There's a belt hit that didn't get through the belt. That's cool. Alright, so now we're getting in real tight. We're 14 kilometers. This is going to get real bloody real quick here, folks. Yamato just ate. Boy, we still have not seen Yamato's belt penetrated. We've seen partials. A lot of partials and a lot of fore and aft penetration. Nope, there's another partial. But we have not seen her main belt penetrated yet. Yamato now, she's down to 25 knots. Iowa's down to 30 knots. They're going to get slower and slower as they accumulate damage, which I think is in line with reality. Boy, there's... See, Iowa's now, she's getting into this range. Look at that. 2 shots right on Yamato's belt. So Iowa's getting to this range now where she's going to start landing multiple hits per salvo. And it does a whole lot of damage when you're getting hit with multiple shells simultaneously. Like, there we see it again, but she's not getting through the citadel. She can't get through the deck anymore because we're too close, and she can't get through the belt because it's 1.5 feet thick. So this is kind of a tricky spot for Iowa. I feel like she needs to go ahead and YOLO it and really close the range here so she can start putting those big salvos through Yamato's belt. And so this is a damage gun right here. Yamato took a turret damage. So that's damage to a turret. The turret is not knocked out, but I think it's less accurate now and slower to reload or something along those lines. I'm not really sure, but that was not a lost turret. That was just a damaged turret. And we are... Looks like Yamato's shooting at 44% right now, and Iowa's shooting at 43, so this is... Ooh. Holy shit. Nope, still not through the main belt. So, looks like Yamato is able to get through Iowa's main belt at this range, but not vice versa, which is... I mean, that's pretty much in line with what you would have thought. And yet, Yamato's the one who is retreating. It's just... And she's not fast enough to do it, which is a little bit awkward. Yeah, we're still closing the range, so... Boy, Yamato is taking a beating here already. I mean, it's like we've seen her fighting core is still pretty much in shape, but she is taking a beating everywhere else. I say is... Oh shit, was that it? Was that... Nope. Nope. Still haven't gotten her main belt penetrated. Iowa, I mean, she's been hit a lot, but... Boy, she just took a shot off one of her turrets there. Boy, she is in really good shape considering how many times she has been hit. And we've seen her belt get penetrated. And she has not lost any engine power yet, which is... I think that's kind of lucky for Iowa right now. Boy, we are inside 10 kilometers now, folks. This is, we're getting inside point-blank range for these ships. Look at Iowa hitting, mashes in with multiple shots per salvo, as we've seen. Shooting at 60%, Yamato shooting... Ooh, shit, look at this. Yamato lost the range. I don't know why this happened, but she lost the range, so she's having to re-range Iowa for some reason. Which means she's not going to shoot very effectively for a couple of minutes. This is a real good opportunity for Iowa to really lay it on her. Iowa took a shot to the tower right there. Not too bad. That's not going to Yeah, boy, Iowa is hanging. She is in great shape right now. Yamato is starting to... She's down to 22 knots. Was that it? Did we finally get through the... Nope. Yamato did. Looks like she took some damage to her rudder. There's a big hole in her butt right there. She has taken a lot of shots in the aft part of the ship. Iowa still hasn't gotten through her belt. Iowa is... We're getting to the point now where Iowa's not going to miss. We're at 8 kilometers and Iowa's shooting at 73%, Yamato's shooting at 50%. Yamato is in big trouble right here. Looks like she got some flooding on the aft end also. I feel like Yamato would almost be better off just turning bow to bow, point to point with Iowa here, because her stern is getting wrecked. She's got serious flooding back there. Look, you see the flooding. She's lost her rudder. Maybe she can't steer anymore. That's entirely possible. Holy shit, we are at 8 kilometers. Iowa is up to 80% and getting higher. Yamato lost the range again. Yamato is in big trouble right here, folks. Yamato is in big trouble. She can still land. I mean, she puts one of those big salvos right through Iowa's citadel. It can change this very quickly, but she hasn't done it yet. She does not have that huge, decisive shot that critically damages Iowa. Now, man, okay. Looks like she's taking damage to the tower as well. Boy, Yamato needs something big. Yamato needs a big shot here. We got, what's the battleship equivalent of a Hail Mary? Because we're getting to that point where this is going to become unsalvageable. We're at only 7 kilometers distance now. Let's get a good shot. We got the silhouette of Iowa in the distance here. It's super cool. Look at that. Two captains can almost wave at one another. Iowa is not going to miss from here on out. She's at 87%. Yamato's lost the range, but she's still, I mean... man. Oh, shit. Yamato lost a barbette. So let's take a look at this real quick. That was... Oh, okay, the secondary gun barbette. So that's not that big of a deal. Usually if you see a barbette hit, that means a flash fire or something is imminent or was narrowly averted. Oh man, Iowa just took damage to her tower. It appears non-critical damage. But yeah, Yamato probably narrowly avoided a secondary explosion from her secondary battery right there. Now boy, Iowa's coming in for the kill right now. Look at this, 6.5 kilometers. She's on fire, but she don't care. She's still going at 28 knots. That's unbelievable. That is a tough ship, folks. And Yamato is she's taking an absolute beating and is still, I don't want to understate or overstate how dangerous Yamato is still. Like those, every one of these hits can go straight through Iowa's belt. She's just not hitting where she needs to. Meanwhile, Iowa's doing that to her over and over and over. There's one there. See, right there. That's what you need to do. Get through that belt and do some damage to her. Slow her down. Looks like most of Yamato's hits are going through. We have a main deck or a main belt penetration? Nope, we sure don't. Yamato's main belt has not been penetrated yet, even at a range of 5 kilometers. That's unbelievable. Look, her engines are still just fine. Her fire controls, but seriously. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's stop and take a look at this for a minute. So there goes, that's a shot through the con. That's going to seriously affect Yamato's shooting from here on out. So we can see, I don't know if we can see that data. Let's see if we can get that up there. Yeah, there you see over on the left side. She's now suffering huge penalties due to damage. Iowa's speed is making her very difficult to hit, and she's taken the penalty for her conning tower getting blown up. So this is bad news for Yamato. She's down. I mean, still she's so close. Like, you just need one shot. You need that one. Boy, and yeah, her main battery is shut down now for a little bit. I think that's a consequence of her con getting blown up. So yeah, Yamato is moving very slowly. Iowa is loading and firing very effectively. She's at, look at that, we're at 100%. Like, Iowa's literally not going to miss from here on out. There's a big hit. Boy, I mean, don't sleep on Yamato. She could still blow Iowa up at this range. So clearly, tactically, if we were looking at this like in real world, Iowa would retreat here and just, I mean, even if the airplanes weren't around, let some destroyers come in and torpedo Yamato, so she wasn't risking getting blown up. But man, looks like Yamato finally took some damage to an engine. There goes her main tower. And she's starting the death list. She is starting the death list, folks. Look at this range. 3 kilometers. We're 3 kilometers apart. These, like, ships in the same fleet in formation with one another are more spread out than this. We need to get a good shot of just how close this is, because this is unbelievable. Look at that. Look how close we are. That is crazy. Iowa has yet to take any serious damage, even at this range, from a ship as dangerous as Yamato. Yamato now, yeah, she's lost all of her engines. She has very serious flooding. I think the flooding is what's going to do her in. She's got, let's see, 6 compartments are compromised now. Look at this. Look at this. 2 kilometers. Yamato's, oh shit, holy shit. Let's take a look here. So there, nope, there, that is our first penetration of Yamato's belt, and it happened at a range of around 2, I mean, this is, you shoot a rifle that far, like an assault rifle, but look at that. So Yamato just put 3 shots through Iowa's belt and seriously damaged her end. So that's the shot she's been needing for the last, I don't know, 20 minutes or something, and just hasn't gotten it. And now, oh crap. Boy, this just got a whole lot closer, folks. This Iowa might have made a mistake in getting too close. Oh my god. Okay. If Yamato can do that like 2 more times, Iowa is gonna sink. Oh my goodness. This couldn't have gone any better. Look at that. We Here we go, here we go. Yamato's almost loaded. Ready, aim, fire. This is gonna be real close here, folks. Are we gonna have a ramming incident? Look, look here. Iowa's gonna cross Yamato's T at a range of 500 meters. Oh my god! Look at this. Well, this is what the people wanted, folks. Well done to both of these ships for making it happen. Yamato's almost gone, but I mean, man, look at Iowa. It's about to freaking capsize over here. Look at that. She's getting loaded. Here we go. Is that it? She's got to start working on Iowa's port side now. There's nothing left to shoot on the other side. Alright, I think, unless this shot kills Iowa, which it could. This is going to be the kill shot right here, I think. Nope, that was a surprisingly poor shot from Iowa. So yeah, I was literally sailing in circles around the tattered remnants of Yamato, which is about to, we're about to go here. I think that'll do it. Is that gonna do it? Not quite. One last shot. I think Yamato doesn't have anything left here. She's about to sink. Let's just, come on, game, let's call it. She's literally rolling over. Is that, can we call it? Not yet. I feel like this is the point in MMA fight where the ref has waited too long to stop the fight. And now we're just causing injury for injury's sake. There we go. Iowa did it, folks. Iowa pulled it off. Honestly, I did not think that's how that was going to go. And yet, here we are. Take a look at that. I keep forgetting to get the screenshots of the end page there. I'll get it this time. Alright, so yeah, that was quite a fight. So, if you sat through all half an hour of this and watched the what turned into a goddamn Age of Sail matchup between the two biggest battleships in history. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll post this in the thread in a couple minutes, and then post my pictures and write up and everything, and we can argue about how comically inaccurate but wonderfully entertaining that naval confrontation was.